Welcome to the Home Improvement Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. Today I have with me two lovely clients who bought their kitchen and completed what was a ground floor renovation with us last year. So welcome, Christine and Nick.
Thank you. Good morning, Liz.
Both well?
Yes.
Very well, thank you.
Yeah,
nice
very well, thank you.
Yes,
Yeah, nice sunny day.
Nice and sunny so far.
Fighting fit.
So it's really good to have you here with me, and I just really want to have a chat about your project, why you undertook it in the first place, and the benefits that you got from doing it. So if you could tell us a little bit about that starting journey and reasons as to why you looked to undertake the project, that would be great.
Okay. Do you want to start or should I start?
Well, the seed or the germ of the idea with regard to initially it was the kitchen, was we live in a fairly 6-bedroomed house, and the kitchen was designed for a family, but we have now empty nest syndrome. Our daughters have fled the nest, and therefore we gave us a chance to look again and say, oh, crikey, this is 20 odd years since we've moved into our house. It was a new house at the time. Perhaps it needs a fresh pair of eyes to look at it. And therefore we both decided that it was a good starting point to decide, okay, let's look at starting the kitchen. Mm-hmm. That was then moved on.
Well, and because it was 20 years old, there were things that were obviously showing age.
Yeah, they weren't our designs either. No, the kitchen wasn't our design.
No, and we, when we looked at it, we just thought actually it looks quite old-fashioned. Not that we necessarily wanted, a streamlined kitchen, but it was old-fashioned, and I just thought, oh well, if I had got a new kitchen, I wouldn't have the one that we got. Mm-hmm. And worktops needed changing, didn't they, and things like that. And just thought, do you know what? Let's bite the bullet and see what someone would come up with. And actually, we were having our ensuite redone by PHS Bathrooms, and that was scheduled for the January. And we wanted a complete redesign of that, didn't we? And when we went in and spoke to Chris, we were back and forth with different designs, and we mentioned to him that the next thing we would probably do would be the kitchen. And he said, well, I know someone, or I know a company that I would recommend. And that's when he recommended Lima Kitchen. So went from there, didn't it?
And I think it's important that for us anyway, you can always read reviews online, whether you look at them with a pinch of salt and thinking, well, okay, you can buy these reviews, but we always prefer word of mouth. And to come from a fellow member of the trade, shall we say, we thought, well, that's enough recommendations for at least us to find out where Lima Kitchens were, as we'd never heard of Lima Kitchens, and find all your showrooms, and then to take the plunge in January 2024.
Yeah, well, actually, because Chris had got Lima Kitchens in his own house. So, I mean, actually, I had seen a Lima Kitchen sign on the roundabout. So I had seen a thing saying Lima Kitchens.
Sponsored by Lima Kitchens,
whatever it was. I don't know if you still do that. And then we just thought, okay, it was just after Christmas, and we thought, oh, let's go and check you guys out. And that's when we walked in. I can't remember what date it was, but it was after Christmas. Anyway.
Yeah, it was in January.
Yeah. And then we walked in and we saw Andrea.
Yes.
She was at the forefront of your showroom. Mm-hmm. And said, oh, how can I help you? So we just said, oh, we'd like a new kitchen, didn't we? And we didn't really have any preconceived ideas, did we?
No,
or anything.
None.
We just didn't know. And I think, did she call you over or something? Or were you there anyway? I can't remember.
I may have been earwigging because I have a really bad habit of sticking my nose in.
You probably were earwigging then. And we were just saying, because I think she'd also had she got a form or something to complete?
Yeah, so we have an initial inquiry form, which just thinks about some of the long-term elements of the kitchen design and how it might need to change for you.
Yeah, because I think she sent that to us, but she said, except, I think we just spoke to her for a little while, didn't we, about various things, and then I think you popped up.
Yes.
So she said, oh, well, here's Liz. And the rest is history.
Get the head person. One of the head people.
Yeah, and then I think you then just were saying what was it that we sort of wanted or whatever, and we didn't really know, did we? I don't think.
No, you just knew you wanted something.
Yeah,
and it needed to be.
It was very up in the air, and we needed you to crystallise those thoughts and maybe put some substance to an idea. And the only ideas was we'd like a new kitchen, so you had carte blanche to move forward with any designs or anything.
Because I can't even remember whether you'd said was there a budget or anything. I can't. You probably that probably was one of the questions at some point. What is the budget? But we also went in, and I mean, I especially thought I would quite like to knock through, because we've obviously got the kitchen, the downstairs loo,
The dining room.
Yeah. The downstairs loo, utility, whatever, and the dining room, which wasn't really used, and that's when you were asking us all the questions and things. And we'd always thought, hadn't we, it would be quite nice. Well, certainly I had, about knocking through, but we couldn't visualise it, and we didn't have the vision, did we, to see how it would work and how the downstairs loo, where would it go? And that's where obviously you stepped in. And we just said, oh, well, okay, can you help us, please? And then you said, oh, you were going to pop round, weren't you?
Yeah, so when I visited and you started talking about it and saying, we don't really, I think you used your dining room mainly for jigsaws.
And Christmas.
That was probably
and Christmas.
And Christmas, yes.
Yes. So that was all that very large room was used for, but you couldn't really figure out with the bathroom in the middle how you kept it downstairs.
No, because we got that huge cloak cupboard as well, hadn't we?
Yeah, which has shrunk.
Yeah. yes. That was a big. Anyway, yeah.
And just being able to picture what could be done if it would work and just how much it could change the space. I think everyone feels like that, especially when you've lived in your home for 25 years. It's really hard to see how you're going to use it differently as well. Yeah,
definitely.
I think it's important that you've got the equipment to, again, put your visions on a screen. For people like us, we like to see pictures rather than can you visualize something? No, I can't visualize. I'm not that way. But if you show me a picture, I can see, I like that picture. I like the way that's laid out, the way the units are configured or whatever. So by having that as one of your many skills, then I'm sure you can. That's what obviously you did after our first visit, and I think when just before you came round, I think we both agreed that this is somebody that we could work with, because we buy from people, we don't buy from the companies. If the company has the right person, then we'll follow them through
through hell or high water.
Well, through the pathway.
Well, I think that was really important. That initial meeting, and then when you came round and you just said, "Well, how do you use your kitchen? How do you use that?" Which was really important to us because we just thought, "Oh, well, actually, how much cooking do you do?" And all those sort of questions. And you then took all the photographs.
Yeah.
All those, our kitchen was stuffed to the gunnels with books and
it's just
junk.
Memorabilia, 25 years, 25 years.
Junk and whatever. And I mean, you even, I think, less than me, couldn't sort of really see how it would work knocking through. But I thought there must be a way. But, I just didn't have the vision. And that's how you popped round and sort of took loads of photos and said, well, how about this? How about that? And I think we sort of said, well, kind of kitchen, that was the main thing. That was option A, I think, wasn't it?
Plan A.
Option B was incorporating or relocating the downstairs loo. Was that correct?
Correct.
And cloak cupboard. And then option C was sort of total.
Complete change
complete
downstairs.
Knock the walls down.
Yeah. And anyway, we sort of left it like that, didn't we? Obviously in your hands and thinking, oh, what would happen? And pretty quickly, I think you contacted us, didn't you? I think, or emailed us or something.
Yeah,
and said,
with option C.
Yeah, you said, well,
She sussed us out very quickly.
Come round. I've got some designs for you, which was great, because what we also then didn't want is for somebody to take ages. Because once we sort of almost like get a bee in our bonnet as well, we just think you don't want it to go on and on and on. And and you did it pretty quickly. You got a vision and whatever. And so you said, oh, how about this date? Come round and have a look. And that's when we turned up, didn't we?
Yeah. We still remember it.
I think you were all thinking, but what were we going to think?
Yeah, with so many, I think, three walls removed, one built.
Yeah.
It was a bold move, to say the least.
Yeah. We remember that day very well, of walking in. Hi, Liz. She said, oh, yes, well, come and have a look. And we said, well, what have we got? We were expecting A, B, C. And you said, oh, I've gone for C, option C. And our faces were, there must have been a picture, because we just went, oh, wow.
And then 2 seconds later, we said, yeah, we like it.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? It was a quick decision, actually, wasn't it?
It was a quick decision. But it also used the space that wasn't used, and meant that you could spend more time together. And it was really important to have your grandchildren in the space
part of it.
as well.
That's right, yeah, definitely,
Which, with knocking it through, they could be playing at one end, they could be helping up at the breakfast bar, they could be in the garden. Definitely. So that connection between the garden and the kitchen as well.
That was really important.
Flows all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. And because we just said, it just didn't look like our kitchen at all, did it? Or kitchen stroke, whatever.
No, when you see pictures of your existing, where you current the little clutter that we had, and then you think, oh dear, that's embarrassing. But were you used to it after that many years? That's
the trouble.
But when you see something that was instant, for me, it was an instant. Yeah, I like it. When can you do it? Yeah, almost.
Yeah. And I think at that stage, we had, for want of a better word, sort of gelled with you and Lima, and we just thought, that was so important to us, that you were listening to us.
So you can work with.
Yeah, and giving us ideas and vision and design, because we had no idea, did we? And you'd come up with that, and we thought, it's really, really good. We like it. And I can't remember did we actually ask you at that stage what the cost was?
Yes, we did.
I had prepared that to gauge. To gauge the reaction, because it is.
It was major.
It was major works. There were external doors. There was moving of windows. There was major relocation of plumbing. So
and also it included the hallway.
And the hallway as well. Hidden doors, all of those things. It was verging on the same kind of realm that you'd expect an extension to be, but without taking more of your garden, just using the underutilized space. Yeah.
So you had come up with a ballpark figure.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't think we didn't go, oh God, we didn't fall on the floor, did we? No, which was...
Nick nearly did.
Well, I did. But
no, we just thought, well, we didn't know, we had no idea really, did we?
I think it helped to cement maybe the idea this is the right way to go.
Yeah.
If it had been, well, I'm not sure about this project and you want that much for it. But then, it was a project that we bought into very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And therefore, okay, well, if the cost is that, so be it. We can obviously then tailor the minutiae at a later stage. It's just looking at the ballpark, the initial concepts, and say, okay, let's then we can tweak, and we did push back on a few things, and you pushed on a few things as well.
We did change things, didn't we? As the design went on, as the project went on, we did change things. But did we actually say? We probably did say then? Oh yeah, let's go ahead, didn't we? I can't remember now.
I think you went away and thought about it once, and then came back,
and then just came back and said,
there was quite a shock. For you.
And then that was right, because then you did contact us to say we need to get a surveyor in.
Yes.
That was very early on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The surveyor. And that's when you just said, okay, well, surveyor needs to come in. And so we just said, yes, go ahead, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So at that stage, we were then kind of on, we were rolling then, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ball was rolling. Do you think that you, the benefits you saw from looking at the design, do you think that you are benefiting from them? Has it made a change to the way you use the space?
Definitely. I mean, 100%. You know, I mean, in fact, I said that to you the other day when we were in there. I just said, the benchmark for that is we can't remember what it was like before, can we?
No,
you know,
I can't.
And we were just there, and I said to you, didn't I? Oh, it's so great, you know, the way that we use the space now, and you know, I think we were in the dining room area, or as it was, and I just thought, I just cannot remember it as a dining room, and it was just 100%.
But I think it's also, I mean, you just touched on it with grandchildren.
Yes.
We have 5 grandchildren now, and when they all come to visit, even when there's 2 or 3 of them, we would not have had the space in the kitchen / separate dining rooms. But now they can, I'll say run about, but certainly they've got a lot more space, and they can go straight into the garden from the kitchen via the patio sliding doors.
And running into the downstairs
and running into the downstairs loo and stuff like that. So to them, it was totally impossible. I mean, they would have survived, of course, but it gives us so much more enjoyment with them. Yeah, and they can sit now and at the breakfast bar, and we can throw food at them, etc., etc.
Or at the other end, watching television, or because before it would have been a separate dining room, or they'd had to go out to the toilet, and all those sorts of things. So, yeah, I mean, it's just.
There's also help with our social. We have quite an active social group within our close. So if we're entertaining, shall we say, we've got much more entertaining space, either pre or post restaurant or whatever. Yeah. So again, it's just the space that you never knew you had, because they're separate rooms, and that's the way the houses were built in 2000. Yeah. Move fast forward 2025. I know kitchen, it's one big room these days, which is ideal for families. And this, we're in as I said, a large family house when there's only just 2 of us now. But it does give more space, more freedom, more enjoyment. I mean,
Who was it who said about future-proofing? Was it you, Liz, or was it somebody said about?
I think it was me.
Was
actually.
it, or just saying it future-proofed the house, really?
Yeah.
I mean, not that we're thinking moon, but I mean, we had before, but people would.
Well, the next owners will be. Well, you just think,
and actually going back to the kitchen as it was, I don't know if you remember that tiny little breakfast bar that stuck out.
And if you had 2 people sat there, one person had to move to get in and out.
Yeah, and I mean it's a 6-bedroom house, and there was room on the breakfast bar for 2 people, which is crazy. Yeah. So as Nick said, you can have all the children. What we actually did on.
Yes, weekend.
The weekend we had our both daughters, partners, husbands, and grandchildren. So there were 11 of us in the kitchen. We had a takeaway Chinese, didn't we? But we were all sitting there, so it was lovely
at the island.
Well, island, and we brought that separate little sort of dining. Yeah. But we were all in there, and it was just lovely.
So when I initially came round, there were comments along the lines of, Christine, you spend more time in the kitchen. Yeah. And Nick, you spend more time in the living room with the football.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Do you find that you spend more time together now you've got that space, or would you say it's about the same? How do you think that's changed?
Well, no, you do. You do. We. It's funny because we consider that sofa in the kitchen and the television as mine.
Your space.
My space.
Your space.
My space. Not that I would necessarily do more cooking in there, but my sort of space, and the television in the lounge as your television. But you do often sit in or sit on my sofa.
This is comfy.
Yeah, it's comfy. And watch the television and whatever. And so, and obviously we can eat together quite nicely at the breakfast bar.
Oh, yeah.
Can't we? The comfort, and we sit there and we'll read the. Nick will be sitting at one side, and this is not necessarily eating, but he'll be reading newspaper, and I'll be, whatever on my iPad and whatever. So so that's fine. But the thing is, because we like different programs, we do tend to. Nick will be watching football all the time, and so I tend to not really watch football. No. So I'll be watching whatever. But we do spend more time in there, don't we? Because before it would have just been that sort of smaller space. Mm-hmm. And I think the answer is generally yes.
Yes,
probably yes.
Which is hopefully a bonus you didn't think you were going to have. I say hopefully bonus.
I think so, and it's easier for we said for like cooking and everything. When we're doing things like doing things together and whatever. So
everything's a lot more to hand.
Yeah.
Right, and with the drawers and in the island, so I know where everything is, and I can do this, I can do that, and the saucepans, and it's a lot more. I don't have to move around so much.
Yeah.
With the old one, it's over there and it's over there.
Yeah.
So it is a bit more user friendly. Let's use that phrase.
The whole spaces.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And even the downstairs toilet is so much better than the old one. The old one obviously had the shower in it and whatever. Which was a bit of a waste.
I think am I correct that you had your clothes horse in there?
Oh, that's upstairs.
Oh, is it?
When
it was windowless. It was a windowless.
Windowless. Do you remember there was no window in it?
There was a fan,
and it was just and you had that's right. Put the fan on and all that sort of stuff. But it's just it's actually quite. It sounds silly saying this about a downstairs loo, but it is a very, very nice space in there.
It's a good size.
It's a good size, and people come. They come in. Oh, this is nice. It's really nice. Mm-hmm. That is a great benefit.
It's also kind of tucked a bit more away than that central positioning that it had in the house.
Yeah.
It was almost like the focal point as you walked around, which seemed a bit.
Yeah. It's a lot easier for the grandchildren as well, isn't it?
Yeah, they can run there.
So that's really nice. Yeah. It's very, very nice. And then obviously, then you get onto sort of like the touches of design, which are, they're just great. Some of them are outstanding. We just think, and people come in and think, oh, wow. And even in the hallway, I think, this looks really, really nice. I know the cloakroom, that took a lot of
trial and error.
And even the downstairs loo, we spent a lot of time on the minutiae on that. Do you remember the toilet, not the height of the sink?
The height of the sink.
We kept going back and forth.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Making sure you've got the right height. But that basin, it needs to be comfortable. And as you were saying, grandchildren and with grandchildren increasing, they're going to stay small. And how are they going to reach it? Are they going to be safe?
Yeah, so it was important. But I don't know whether we're racing ahead of ourselves. But the whole design was lovely. But we did then change things, didn't we? Because we then had the debate about, should we have the bifold? Should we have the sliding doors? Remember?
Yeah, bifold.
Or should we have the patio doors and glass either side?
Yes.
And then there was a lot of measurement, wasn't there? And then if they were running around from the side garden, the children would they hit? But we are so glad we went for the bifolds.
Oh yes, 100%.
They just are, they're just absolutely wonderful. That just
bring the garden into the kitchen, as I say.
Yeah, they do. It's and there's so much light, because that was another thing. Obviously, the moving the windows around, the sink obviously before had the window, and it doesn't now, and we just thought, how's that going to be? But then because of the bifolds, there is so much light. So there's no worries. But obviously that was the design that you had done. So it was good, really, really good. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, that one. And the big island in the middle. And then we changed, didn't we? We just said, didn't we say to you, probably as not when you were initially designing it, but when we were going through the build, we actually changed from having that end space from a kind of dining area to more of a sitting area, didn't we? We changed that, didn't we?
You were going to put a chair in or something, like a little snug.
That was going to be at one end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that other end was a unit, which was, you could have had the breakfasty bits in there and whatever, but we changed all that, didn't we?
For the TV
For the
unit.
TV, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that worked
the
out.
sofa.
Yeah. And we just said, oh, what about chopping that sort of in half and whatever? And you said, oh, yeah, that's possible. We could do this, we could do that. And, that's been fantastic, hasn't it, really, having that area down there.
And of course, us as clients, we have no idea what's possible and what's not possible. We have to rely on you to, with the materials, the texture, the touches, the colours. You can guide us, and we can say, well, we don't like green, we like blue or whatever. But some of the thing, the wood panelling, for example, on the ceiling, and a hidden door, that was one of I think I take some credit for that. But then you guys to kind of work out the logistics of, well, how do we make it a hidden door? How do we make it
locking?
I think,
do you remember?
I think this moves on to the challenges of the project.
Oh, yeah,
we had to definitely redo that, being the first hidden door with those lines going up that we produced.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the first.
Was it? Wow. No.
And then to carry that along the ceiling as well, all of those vertical lines became quite
we
challenging.
Yeah. But we really like that. And when we actually sort of said, okay, yes, and then the surveys were done, and you said, basically we just left it up to you, didn't we? I mean, you had, and I think I think I said this to you before, that was the main thing for us, that we trusted you and we trusted Lima, and we didn't have to worry. I mean, so much so that we were away for 5 weeks of the build or deconstruct. Or actually, they probably finished the deconstruct, didn't they, I think?
Yeah.
Yes, finished.
Yeah, it was a construct.
It was a good 4 week preparation.
Because we left the day after the guys did the flooring. Remember, we were trying to pack, and all the glue was on the floor. We were
the
upstairs.
LVT.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to go walking across.
No. So he said, you mustn't. So we were up there packing. And then the next day he said it would be okay. And that's when all we did was just lift the suitcases out. But yeah, I mean, we trusted you, and you'd got all those. I mean, we had no idea who was going to be coming in and doing this and that. And then we had all the paperwork from you to say it was going to be this go large or whatever, whatever, and some doing the
well, we have to trust that the people that you're subcontracting to, for want of a better phrase. So that's an important, that you've got the experience, that we're going to use these to put the steel in. We're going to use these people to do the plastering. We're going to use this to whatever.
To kitchen fit or take that. And electrics and things like that. Because
it doesn't take much to spoil a project if you employ somebody who makes a hash of the fitting of the kitchen, for example. If it doesn't look right, or the floor's not even, or there are cracks in the wall with the plaster's missed or whatever. So.
And it was important also for us that we needed the contact with you. We wanted you to be there so we could sort of say, oh, well, this, that, and then you said, you answered all our questions, and you were there for us, because we were kind of real fusspots. And I think we were a bit scaredy cats about things, because it was a big undertaking.
It's a big undertaking.
Yeah.
It's a big investment. It's a lot of trust.
Yeah.
And things do happen. And in 5 months, things are going to come up in that kind of project. And it's not knowing how they're going to be handled and if the snagging's going to be complete. Because I think there are so many horror stories out there that there's always a niggle of that. And then have you made the right decision? I think everyone has a wobble on, is it the right colour? Is there enough space around the island? And all of those things come into play at different points throughout the process.
Definitely. And then you said, okay, well, Aisling will be there, you know, you're as PMing. And that was really important that you had that contact. That somebody you could say, it, you know, minor things maybe to you, but to us they were major. You know, like, what about this? What about that? And she or Matt or would pop round whenever, you know, to say, you know, this is fine and whatever. And in fact, so much so, obviously, looking after the project when we were away, we had to obviously trust you.
Very little contact with you in that time.
Yeah. I gave you the keys. I remember actually taking the keys and whatever. And then she did send some photographs. And then we had our daughter sort of on the scene as well, but just sort of left it up to you guys. And that was really important. So the trust element was very important for us, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Really, really happy.
Yeah.
And I was just going to touch on that. We didn't take a long time though to actually choose the actual kitchen units and things, did we? Where I can imagine that some people would take ages saying they wanted this colour, they wanted that colour, or this and whatever. It didn't take us long, I don't think. I think you came up with a scheme, didn't you? And we just said, oh, well,
we like that.
We like that, or, you know, what about that, or that colour, and then that was it.
Yeah, so I think you were very open to suggestions, but you were clear on the kind of shades you like and dislike, which was very helpful to be able to guide you into that direction as well. And sometimes just understanding what people dislike makes it a lot easier and helps you guide people, definitely.
Definitely.
Well, we trusted your judgment because we just said, well, what do you think, Liz?
I can't take all the credit. I think your daughter had some input too.
But it was, you know, well, that worktop, you know, what do you think? You know, what would you? Oh, yeah, I'll go for that. You know, and we relied on you, and we'll be forever grateful because we wouldn't have come up with some of those things, or a majority of those things, and the paneling, you know, above the sink, the paneling of some of the units below the worktop. You know, some obviously with the
texture.
It just offsets everything. So we're really pleased, aren't we?
Yeah, but I mean, you came up with the idea there was a blank wall.
Oh, that was after the project.
After the project, but it was part of the project still. But I think the aftercare, I know we kind of, that's towards the end of the project, but it's not a question of, okay, we've done it, thank you very much. There is always more to do. I thought from our perspective as clients and said, well, we'd like that wall done with that particular wood. That was the next little project, etc. So there's always little bit tweaks. You never, I don't suppose you ever stop. I don't know.
Well, we didn't stop because because obviously we had the bedroom.
Yeah.
We were having a bedroom. the mirrors, the doors, and everything changed. We are in our walk-in wardrobe, which obviously you guys fitted, and you came up with a plan of that. We just couldn't sort of see how that was going to work. So you did that as well. So it's just ongoing, really. But
definitely.
Yeah.
So overall, would you say that it has been beneficial? Would you recommend people doing that, or was it a lot of stress?
I would definitely recommend people doing it. Yeah.
No, we've had quite a few neighbours who have come round who've got similar houses to us.
Yeah.
And although none of them have jumped at, we're going to change to you, they all have given their seal of approval. And it spurred them to, some of them anyway, to look at because they've lived in the houses the same length of time that we have. So they're thinking, well, we'll do what Nick and Chris did, or we perhaps won't go as far, but they'll take elements of what's been done. So that's another praise in inverted commas. If the design's good, then it should transpose to other houses. Yes, you can, because it's the same house, but it's the individuals within the house have different personalities, different projects, different likes and dislikes. But everyone's, said, no one said, I don't like it.
No, and even now it's, what is it, 18 months on, is it? Is it?
It's over a year. Well,
it's over a year.
Yeah.
So when we still have people come round, and people come and stay, and they still come in and say, "Oh, it just looks so nice." You can see them sort of still looking. We've got people coming around on Sunday, haven't we? And we'll have all champagne out and nibbles, and people just think, "Oh, it's really great. This is so lovely," don't they?
So much better than the old, ways,
definitely.
the old times.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was, I don't say stressful, because most of the stress was on you guys. we just, the only stress was my wallet, but the only
our wallet.
Sorry, our wallet.
Excuse me. No, I mean it was there weren't really any issues on ours. I suppose little things. You pick up on minor details, don't you? But wanted to check that the doors were going on okay, the cloakroom, the fitting of getting getting the rail in, and then making sure the coats would go in.
But you've got to be prepared to accept challenges.
Yes.
And our challenges were, we didn't have a kitchen and we didn't have a washing machine, and so our kitchen was a microwave in the lounge. That was basically that was the storage area
for a very long time.
So, it was having to adapt to that, which is, in the short term was a bit of a pain, but for the long term, we knew that it was only a short term thing. But it was nice to have a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, well, and also
from that.
Almost a challenge for you. You were doing all the design, but as you said, there were certain things we wanted that were non-negotiable. For example, Nick's wine fridge.
Yes, and the logistics of moving all the wine.
So you had to incorporate that into the design, because we were just thinking, where is that going to go? I mean, ideally, we would have...
You would have put it in the garage.
Yes. But yeah, so you had to come up with designs around that, and where would it go, and the logistics of moving, as you say, all the wine in and out, and that was whilst we were away.
Yes. Not breaking any.
Yeah, everyone was worried about dropping a bottle.
Yeah. And Matt said, I think we did have an email from Matt saying, well, we couldn't get the fridge up to temperature or down to temperature.
Yeah, there was a temperature. It took a little while to get it back to
I had visions of cutting short the holiday and flying back
to drink the wine.
And then actually we, it was other things like coming into your showroom and seeing that wonderful fridge freezer, thinking, oh no, we want one of those. How much is that going to cost? We want one of those. And of course, we ended up having it, and it's apart from the blip recently, but I mean that you couldn't have. I mean, it's working perfectly now.
Yeah.
So incorporating that was a completely different thing for us.
Yeah.
So we loved that. But all these other touches were all down to you guys, and that we trusted you to do it, and we're really, really happy with the end result. We were happy with the all everybody coming in, weren't they? They were all really nice people.
I've never given so many cans of fizz out to people.
Oh yeah,
that's what you have when you've got a young workforce.
Yeah. It was trays and trays of fizzy drinks and teas and coffees and biscuits.
Well, we even left stuff, didn't we, when we were away? We had notes.
Yeah.
Help yourself to this. But they were all really nice, and the standard of workmanship was excellent. In fact, the only person we didn't see that we hadn't met was Colin.
kitchen.
That actually happened whilst we were away.
Yes.
We then obviously did meet him afterwards, but everyone else, Colin's work was brilliant. But yeah, standard work was really good. So, you picked the right people though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah, really happy, weren't we?
Yeah, I think the only thing that you did warn us about that we didn't think, oh, that's a piece of cake, is the dust. There is no escaping the dust, even with months after you guys had left, we were still coming across dust all the time, and that's part of the course.
Across the house,
it for some reason managed to go onto the top floor. I mean, I thought dust sinks, but no, obviously this dust is light and goes up and up and up and up. Yeah. So it was interesting.
Yeah.
But that's a minor thing.
Yeah.
So,
all in all, we thought we're really, really happy.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and have no hesitation.
Would we do it again?
I think we would. Well,
not for a long time.
Not for a long time. No, as in, would we do it?
Well, if we move again, would we do it?
Well, I don't really know. I don't know. But you've come up with so many things that we would never have come up with, and we're really happy, aren't we?
We were stuck in a time warp.
What we were?
Yeah, we were.
Oh, I know.
No,
you brought us out of it.
Into the 2020s.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks very much. And cost-wise, we were happy with that. I mean, you just sort of said, okay, well, this needs sort of paying whenever, and schedules and all the plans, and so there's no issues at all. So.
No surprises.
No surprises. No. Lovely. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Our pleasure.
trusting us.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining me today.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Liz. Yeah. Thank you,
for your
Lima.
work. Thank you, Lima.
And PHS.
Oh yeah. No, won't forget PHS.
Indeed.
They started the ball rolling.
They
yes,
did, Chris. Yeah,
the rest is history.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.